Hey guys, welcome to Bonehead Truckers. Listen, Oklahoma just passed this bill, completely passed. Now it has to be signed by the governor. How does it affect you? How does it affect trucking? What is this going to do? I'm going to tell you guys. I'm going to tell you guys what you did to make this happen, because you, the viewer, the Bonehead Truckers viewer, actually did something. You guys did something you don't even know you did. I won't tell you the reason. I won't tell you how here in a minute. I'm also going to tell you how this new bill, the penalty of this new bill, if you break this law, that this affects trucking like completely. And this takes a precedent. I think other states will go and follow suit. I really do. So what's the rules? I'm going to tell you the rules. Number one, English proficiency. Well, you think, well, that's rule, that's FMCSR, executive order, that actually, is supposed to mean something, and it did. But Oklahoma actually took it a step further and made it into their own law. Okay? You gotta speak English, you gotta read English, okay, for the signs, so you can be able to communicate and read signs, okay? That's a no-brainer. That's always been in the FMCSRs, but we've had prior governments, prior administrations take that out because it's like, oh, we need to allow, because we got a driver shortage, which is a farce. If we had a driver shortage, every load would be $5 a mile. I mean, it just ain't happening. But here's the kicker. Here's the kicker, because we already have that. Oklahoma went a step further before the U.S. government did. Foreign CDLs that cannot be validated with a valid work visa and their proof of citizenship. For example, if you have a CDL from another country, okay, come here and you state, hey, this is a CDL from Ukraine. I'm good here. We have no way to tell if that's good or not. We also don't have a way to tell if you are, here either legally as a citizen or you have or you have a work visa. Okay, you must have those documents, and if you don't have those documents, this penalty is going to mess you up. And then the other rule before I get to that penalty is non-domicile CDLs that cannot be validated with a valid work visa and their proof of citizenship. There's been a lot of fraud in trucking with these CDLs. Okay, people have been passed through the system without proper checks. But we've heard of this fraud going on at these DMBs. We've been hearing this for a number of years now, and no one's done anything about it. Now this takes a precedent. So what is the penalty? The penalty to this is going to get you. First of all, the first part of the penalty is $3,000 per incident. But the big kicker, here's the big kicker, that it affects so many people. Even if you don't live or operate in Oklahoma, you're just going through Oklahoma or whatever, your truck gets impounded. If you don't speak English, if you have a fraudulent CDL, if you don't have the proper paperwork, your truck gets impounded plus that fine. Now that's huge. That's absolutely huge, because you know who drives on I-40 going east and west. You absolutely do. And you guys know that there's a lot of this stuff going on on I-35, going north and south, and US 69 going from Texas all the way up to freaking, Big Cabin, and all the way up into Joplin, Missouri. This is huge, because now these guys are going to have to speak English. Absolutely, it's required, or their truck gets impounded. If you don't have your proper paperwork, or if it's fraudulent, your truck gets impounded. So now you got trucking carriers that are actually going to have to say, okay, we got to make sure our driver is actually legal to drive through Oklahoma. It's sad that we weren't already doing that in the first place, but that's how it is. Brokers have to verify themselves, okay, in order to protect their load. Because if their truck gets impounded, that means that load doesn't get delivered until a English-speaking legal truck driver comes in, takes that load like that. And carriers don't want to do that. Costs them a lot of money, brokers and shippers and whatnot. So this is one state, but this changes everything in trucking. It absolutely does. And how did you do it, the viewers? How did you do it? Now, about a month or so ago, I made a video. I remember it was on a Thursday, just like this. And I told you guys to call the governor's office in Oklahoma. You remember that? I actually did that video, and so many of you guys called that they were telling me to stop calling, because at that time they didn't even know. The people that were taking those phone calls, they were like, we don't know anything about this. But it was because of you guys and the pressure that you put on them for calling the governor's office in Oklahoma, you know, that you actually helped get this through. I'm gonna tell you guys something. There's a movement going on that you guys don't understand, because it just does not stop here in Oklahoma. It absolutely doesn't. American Truckers United, you guys been hearing me talk about these guys, but they're the guys that went to Arkansas and had a similar bill come up in Arkansas that failed because the ATA, the Arkansas Trucking Association, the corrupt as those guys are, because hey, you know the big carriers over there in Arkansas, Walmart, Tyson, JB Hunt, Maverick, oh my gosh, huge over there. And those guys got in and passed a bill that was not even nowhere close to what their original bill was. And Oklahoma, the ATU, American Truckers United, went in there and got this bill passed. So thanks to you guys, the viewers, and thanks to American Truckers United, there is a grassroots, because we're not just stopping in Oklahoma. This is not a one-stop fix, okay? We've got a petition out there, okay, that's going out there on change.org. I'll put a petition if you want to sign it in the pinned comments. You can take a look at it. We're going federal, because listen, the time has pretty much expired of new laws until next year in these states. However, we're not done. We are not done with the federal government. We are going to get trucking back the way it used to be. We're going to be safe. Will there be accidents? Absolutely. But there's not going to be these accidents that has foreign drivers with non-domicile CDLs that can't speak English. We're getting rid of that. Also, in that petition, one of the key things that stood out in that petition is that, and I didn't even know this, I already thought this was like a law or something, I was corrected, that if you guys remember, back in the day, when you go to Laredo with a load and you come out with a load at a forwarding company, right? You remember that? How come that is gone? How many times have you done that? You used to do it all the time. Now it's done. We used to have dedicated lanes going from Dallas to Laredo, and it was terminal to terminal, because that was consistent freight for American truck drivers. Guess what? Those Mexican trucks you see all over the country now, they're taking those loads from you. And there's no way for us to know if those guys have valid CDLs. And if these guys can't speak English, then what do we do? Well, obviously Oklahoma has a law now. So, hey, Mexican truck drivers going up 35, thinking you want to get a good one on, you got a super coupe waiting on you. I'm just sitting there saying, time to change your ways. This is a grassroots movement, and we have not had, this is what makes me so proud, is that we have not had to shut down highways or protest in any way. It's all been done online. Even Secretary Duffy even mentioned it on online platforms like Twitter is the reason why that this got passed. You know, the executive order, it got the attention. I'm telling you guys, you think your voice doesn't matter? Between calling the governor in Oklahoma, us here on YouTube, ATU, Twitter folks, okay, we're actually getting something done. So this is an incredible time in trucking. It absolutely is, and I'm so proud to be a part of it, because I'm not going to stop. I told you guys a couple of months ago that I'm still going to be doing the funny little happy-go-lucky videos. We're going to, try to fix trucking by exposing the bad in trucking and blah, blah, blah. But it's time we actually do something, and we're doing it now. You're doing it now by, hey, even if you're not vocal, you watch this video and you share it. You share videos, share my videos, share the ATU's, American Truckers United. If you want to learn more about American Truckers, go to americantruckers.com. I mean, they have the petition there. You can sign up. We need signatures, Okay, you could go read through that petition. Read through that petition, and we're going to take it to Secretary Duffy, and we're going to restore trucking. We absolutely are. We're taking our industry back. I'm using the power of my platform to do it. All right, that's what I'm going to do. I vowed to do that, and that wasn't just one statement and it's like, oh, I'm going back fishing. No, this is where we're in a big moment in history right now, and you want to be a part of it. And we're doing it legally, we're doing it the right way, okay? We've had other people before go and block highways and do all this stuff. There's no need to do all that. I also want to give a shout out to OOIDA. They're huge in all this. Now, as far as Oklahoma, I don't think they really did much, but at the same time we're fighting in Oklahoma, I saw Todd Spencer there with Sean Duffy in Austin, Texas. You know, that's huge. That's absolutely huge for trucking, because before it was always the ATA, American Trucking Associations, which has historically worked against you, the truck driver. OOIDA, okay, it stands for owner operators, independent drivers, but they also work for company drivers too. ATU, they work for everybody as well. Join up, you know, and do something. I appreciate everyone who's watching these videos and standing with us, okay? Hey, Bonehead Truckers, we gone.